idea that the only way to stop those possessed by the spirits of the book is through the act of bodily dismemberment.
In 1981, Sam Raimi forever changed the horror landscape when he unleashed the Deadites and his unique brand of over-the-top horror with The Evil Dead. The franchise has spanned 4 decades and has left its mark on both horror fans as well as filmmakers like Lee Cronin.
It's a very faded story that's colored in by retelling many times over the years. But yeah, it was my dad showed them to me when I was 8 or 9 years old. The Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, rented VHSs, watched back to back at nighttime, had no idea what I was experiencing. He had no fear showing it to me because my house was a house of horror lovers. So I'd probably seen just as terrifying things or terrifying things in a different way. And yeah, it left its mark. I think it's still leaving its mark on me right now. I can't really escape.
That's because Cronin is directing the latest entry in the franchise, Evil Dead Rise. And it's a job that comes with a massive, bloody responsibility.
There's some pretty serious shoulders to stand upon in terms of what was there before. But in order to tell a good scary story and to make a good horror movie, you need to hunt down great characters. So that was the first responsibility that I felt.
Like single mom Ellie, played by Alyssa Sutherland.
It was really fun. I'm not going to lie.
You don't look so good, Mom.
Nothing a big old hug and kiss from you won't fix.
I also really felt like Deadite Ellie was having the time of her life. And so I think it was important for me to have the time of my life as well. So there was a part of me that had to enjoy doing what I was doing. And I did. I love acting. I'm fully into it. And to have a role like that was just incredible.
It was the perfect day, and all I could think about was how much I wanted to cut you all open and climb inside your body so that we could stay one happy family.
I was like a pig in honestly.
Mom?
Mommy's with the maggots now.
You know, you've got to be a little bit fearless if you're going to make a movie like this. If you second guess yourself too much, I think that you might lose the energy of what a movie like this requires.
Everybody here dies by dawn, Beth.
Lily Sullivan plays Beth, the one who has to fight the Deadites.
The beauty of horror from an acting point of view, it's like an invigorating challenge. You have to push, the boundaries of expression. It needs to be the biggest, and also like so nice to shoot in chronological order, like the Beth at the beginning and the Beth like in the later half of the film. It's like she goes primal. She finds that inner raw, which is just so fun to play. Also, I love the franchise. I love that it's laced with like moments and little Easter eggs, but also feels fresh.
I confess, I bring a lot of expectations to my beloved Evil Dead franchise. And while Cronin delivers big on the practical effects and gross-out gore, he's not really interested in the unique brand of splatstick, splatter gore, and slapstick comedy that Raimi is so deftly skilled at. So I do miss that in Evil Dead Rise. But then maybe it's best not to try and imitate the master. But I do appreciate that the franchise gives young directors like Cronin a chance to play on a studio film with a real budget. If you attended the 2015 Horrible Imaginings Film Festival here in San Diego, then you would have been treated to Cronin's award-winning short film, Ghost Train, where he displayed a love for production detail, a love he effectively carries over into the creepily rendered world of Evil Dead Rise.
We knew that, again, talking about character, the apartment had to kind of be both the cabin and the forest. And there's more than just the apartment. There's an underground parking lot, and there's a bit of a vault, and there's various other little places that make up parts of this building. The elevator is like a character in its own right. And we kind of hunted down and did a lot of research to kind of find the right look. And a very different tonal movie, but we talked about Rosemary's Baby quite a bit, just the atmosphere of the corridors in that apartment. Maybe we touched into The Shining a little bit when we looked at references as well, and just wanted it to feel really lived in and historied, because part of the story is that the book is, below this building. So the building had to feel authentic, right, in order to believe where the book has come from. And I think the art department team did a really incredible job. They built me an incredible set that I then just destroyed, with blood and gore and action and shotgun shells and all of these different things.
Lee was an absolute dream. He, being a fan, I think as well of the franchise kind of let us not have to worry about that element and actually just be present and enjoy it and know that he'd written a script that was so meaty and female roles that like don't come around that often, being in the full physical, being in that, I don't know, exercising this element of nuts was so much fun.
Lee introduced to me this idea that horror films are actually very musical. There's a rhythm to horror that I wasn't aware of. And it was so cool to incorporate that then into your performance and take that on of like, okay, now I know the beats of a scare and now I can play within those beats of scaring. And that was, I wasn't aware of that.
And the beats for Evil Dead Rise have a certain operatic quality. If Raimi went for a deliciously bonkers Looney Tunes epicness, then Cronin takes a more elegant approach to the gore.
I wanted the gore and the blood to be beautiful in a way, despite the fact that it's so terrifying, but to be like, I wanted to, it's hard managing liquids on set. It's a challenging thing. It really is. But it was something that was important to me, that there was a certain beauty to how it was presented. And I think that's something maybe we managed to achieve, to just about wrangle the character that is blood into shape in the story.
Cronin takes the Evil Dead franchise out of the woods and into new territory. And that's probably a good approach for keeping the undead alive and kicking for a new generation of horror fans. Thanks for watching. I'm Beth Accomando, and I'm the film critic here at KPBS. If you want more of what Cinema Junkie recommends, then please hit the like and subscribe button and share. Thanks.